So we're here at VIP Motocross and we'll try out the YZ125 2022 model. Obviously Harvey, our cameraman there, he's got the 2021, so I'm hoping to kind of have a little ride on that bike and just to kind of as a freshen up really, because the 2022, you know, I've got this theory, I've rode it now, this second time that I've managed to get out actually riding on it and putting a day in on the bike, and there's a few things that I'd like to change on the bike. I have got a GYTR kit coming and it is en route, but you know, not everybody's going to be able to afford £3,000 for a GYTR kit, so I'd like to just fellow two smoker. I'd like to start young. I'd like to just kind of just change that bike up a little bit, just be, you know, in standard form, just so I can relate back and just see if I go in the right direction first off. The spec on the 2022 YZ125, the engine's completely different, the airflow's completely different, the exhaust, also as well the carburettor, and the carburettor is bigger as well. So you know, they've gone to their Cayenne carburettor this year, and I think there's a lot to be gained from just fine-tuning the carburettor and setting it up correctly. I know that that's normally the case on any two-stroke, but especially on the 22 Yam, because I've had quite a few people asking me about the bike. We all know that it's good from mid to top, but they've been struggling a little bit from off the bottom and that connection, which the 2021 offers. Hence why I wanted to ride the 2021 today, just to have that little you know, that refresh and just confirm what I'm kind of thinking.
What's the track like?
Track's absolutely mega. Obviously it's a mix of wood chip and dirt, but at the moment the combination's pretty good, you know, because normally the wood chip can kind of sit on it and slide off it and you've still got that hard base underneath, whereas at the moment it's like it's binding, so you've got like a combination of ruts and berms, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's quite heavy going, so just enjoying it. Perfect actually to test the bike out now, you know, because you're really working it, the suspension, also the engine, and you've got to get your timing right. You know, I've seen before this, you know, the track, and it's always nice to see a perfectly groomed track and be flat out on it, but you know, that's not realistic, is it? You know, so we want to put the bike and test the bike in the conditions that you're racing in, and that's them out there.
What we got here then, Dave?
Another one, Harvey. Another sprocket swap. Hey, we've gone up, we've gone down. So let's go and try this one now. I'll give you my my theory on it later, my conclusion, should I say. Tell you what, let you in on what I'm thinking. Let's see if it works first. We need a mechanic, don't we?
Yeah.
Any mechanics out there?
Yeah, don't let me know, right?
We'd rather get a bacon sandwich, wouldn't they? that was brutal out there, but it was awesome. You could really like make some time up by going inside or outside, and just depending, taking some bumps or carving. It was so good to ride around there, and it's so much fun. Just kind of, I used to ride a lot at SXMX, and that was all wood chip, and it just kind of, being an old boy now, I've got some old memories back of how to ride that kind of condition, and the bike just allowed me to do that as well. So just by changing the sprocketing, really helped the bike, and really helped me ride it. And when I say help it, is like, before I felt like I was coming into a few turns, and like, let's say 3 out of the 5 I'd get it right. And when I say get it right, I was just meaning, you know, the pickup, so it comes out. So we all know that the mid to top is better on this bike, but getting it to there is crucial. And you've got this little window to ride a 125 in, for it in order to it to be so responsive and to pull through. The 2021, you know, that's what that was good at. Maybe it's because the carburetor is a little bit smaller, and I don't know, just a few other little things like that, you know, regarding them with the engine setup. But just, I found now, regarding with that, by going lower on the rear sprocket, it just felt like it worked. You know, it was sweet harmony, you know, with the way that I wanted to ride the bike, the way that I wanted it to be in the right rev range, coming around the turns, the right gearing, you know, the gear ratio is different on the 22 Yam, and it just seemed that by going smaller on the sprocket to a 48, that it complemented this bike. That's what I felt today. It'd be interesting to see when I go to some other different tracks and see what happens then. But at the moment, you know, I'm kind of thinking I'd like to try a 47, and that's just because that second gear coming into the turns, I could bury it a little bit in the wood chip if I wanted to, and I knew that it would be in the right RPM range just to pull it out. And you know, even with them extra pounds, the bike was singing, and it was definitely a different ride out there, you know, in that session, 100%. Certainly confirmed a few things today. You know, the 2022 bike, it's such a good base to start from. You know, if you was to roll the 21 out the showroom and the 22 out the showroom, you would instantly notice that the 21 probably had a little bit of a better connection, better pickup, probably a little bit easier to ride. Maybe you feel that you weren't working the gearbox as much. You know, all them things, and you just feel comfortable sat in it. Whereas on the new 2022, you'd get onto that and you'd feel, you'd know straight away that it's a bike that likes, from mid to top, it likes to be sung. You need to be on it. You know, once you're in that rev range and you're flying around the track, then you know you certainly wouldn't want the 21 model. That's for sure, because it offers such a more wider power range. And with a hit, the thing that I found was that the 22 model, sometimes it would be very easy for me to make a mistake and for it to lag out of the turn. So, you know, that was one of the things that I wanted to correct and make sure that I had that spot on. You know, the 21 bike, it's been around forever, really, that engine, let's be honest. So, you know, we've instantly always known where to go, what to do, and to tweak it. The 22 model now has come out, and you know, it's got a few of us scratching our heads and thinking, okay, how can we improve that? So that's what it's about. That's what this is about. I feel by just making a few rear sprocket changes, you know, we've really found something here, and it's you know, it's like when I rode the KTM 150 when we had a bigger sprocket on that, when that bike was struggling a little bit out of the turns, because you come into the turns at a higher RPM, you know, it was instantly within the right power range to pull you out, and that's what I found that by going on with a smaller rear sprocket around here today, that I was in the right gear, because I think like we was in between gears before. Now I'm in the right gear, right RPM, and the bike is pulling out correctly, and then I'm just reaping all the benefits of the mid to top end, which is perfect. Yeah, I mean, it can still be improved and still cleaned up, but that is a quick fix, and that's what I'm looking for. Just some quick fixes just to improve this bike, make it a little bit better before we get the GYTR kit.
That's a good thumbnail as well.
Like that?
Yeah.